In this video, I'm going to talk about hypoxia training. I've used hypoxia training for the last 12 months, more or less. I've had good results and I've even improved my fitness levels using this method at 50 plus. This is extremely effective. Now, hypoxia training it's a training method that involves breathing air with reduced or restricted oxygen levels, and this simulates being in high altitude conditions. This method is said to improve aerobic capacity, it enhances physical performance, and it's also used by people for acclimatization conditioning. And it just so happens to also be one of the best ways to increase the strength of your diaphragm, and it works really well. Now, other claimed benefits of hypoxia training are reduced fatigue during exercise, improved aerobic capacity, strengthening of the core and the diaphragm, reduced breathlessness during exertion, improved overall fitness levels, and it does work in this way. Now, the way this method of training works is it intentionally reduces blood oxygen levels, which forces the body to produce more red blood cells. With more red blood cells to carry oxygen, it improves athletic performance. This is the same principle as a technique that's been used in the Tour de France called blood doping. Now, the limitations with traditional cardio training is that during steady state cardio of long duration, which tends to either be in zone 2 or zone 3, the exercise intensity level is not enough to provide an adequate training effect to the diaphragm. And of course, during high intensity physical effort in zone 4 and zone 5, the intensity is of a level which is adequate to train the diaphragm, but the duration is not long enough at that intensity because it cannot be sustained. So the desired training effect to the diaphragm is limited. Improving both aerobic and anaerobic fitness does bring improvements to diaphragm function on its own without hypoxia training. However, targeted diaphragm training using this hypoxia method has a much better training effect. I've been using this. It's the Sportsmask, produced by a man called Patrick Keown, and his protocol is called the Oxygen Advantage. Now, how this works is you're wearing the mask. It's adjustable, so it can be hard all the way down to easy. It's got varied levels of resistance. When you breathe in through the mask, it restricts your breathing. And I've been following his protocol, Patrick Keown's protocol, for the last 12 months, but I've made a few personalised adjustments to it and I've seen impressive results. Now, he's also released a book called The Oxygen Advantage, which I highly recommend. Very interesting book, that one. And the mask itself, when you buy his mask, it comes with a 42-page booklet, which gives you enough information, more than enough information, in fact, to get you started. That said, the book, The Oxygen Advantage, is, it's a lot of information and it explains everything in better detail than the little pamphlet that comes with the mask itself. Now, and I recommend this book, The Oxygen Advantage, anybody looking to increase their level of fitness. No matter how fit you are or how active you are, this is going to improve your fitness levels. I'm not connected or affiliated in any way with Patrick Keown or his products or his methods. This is a completely unbiased recommendation made based upon my own personal experience of using his protocol together with his altitude training mask. Of course, there are other models available on the market, and I don't doubt that they're certainly just as beneficial. If you were interested in Patrick's protocol, look him up. Just Google the oxygen advantage, Patrick Keown, and you'll find him. It's well worth your while if you want to increase your physical performance and your exercise capacity. Now, as his work is under copyright, it would be unethical for me to go into any real detail here as to his exact protocol. Instead, I will make some general recommendations based upon my own experience. Now, I would recommend starting this by using the mask while at rest to get used to how it feels and to get an idea of what restricted breathing feels like. Do not forget to utilize proper breathing techniques when you are using this. You should be breathing deeply in and expanding all three directions of the thorax. Using a less than optimal breathing strategy will kind of defeat the object of doing this. So you need to get your breathing strategy down to be using one of these masks. Now, the idea is to create a slight hunger for air, but at the same time, you're not getting yourself into any difficulties. So I would recommend begin wearing the mask a few times a day, short durations of 5 to 10 minutes at a time. Start on the lightest setting that your mask offers and increase the level of oxygen restriction based upon your own tolerance. Even if you are a very fit person, I would suggest doing this for at least a week before trying this out while doing any moving activities. I also recommend that you do this in a safe situation, not driving your car, for example. Anytime that you're sitting, watching television, working at a computer, just pop it on for 10 minutes. Now, when you've got used to restricted breathing and you've got a feel for it, then you can introduce some physical activity. But with this, go at it gradually and preferably in short intermittent bursts. Now, I would recommend that you begin walking with it in the beginning on flat, easy terrain. For example, you could try the mask, wear it for 5 minutes, then walk for 5 minutes without it, or do 1 kilometre with the mask on, followed by 1 kilometre without the mask. See how it feels. You can incrementally increase the resistance level of the mask or the duration of wearing the mask as you progress. At this time, you can also increase the resistance level of the mask while practicing at rest. This is all going to help you to build up tolerance. Now, never forget that oxygen restriction should create a slight need to inhale a deep breath, but at the same time, it should also be tolerable. It's a slight hunger for air. So if necessary, if you're using the mask while walking, lift the mask from your face and grab a couple of deep breaths if you need to. If at any time you feel dizzy or lightheaded, remove the mask immediately. Suck in some deep breaths of pure air. Your guide when doing this should be how you feel. Now, I recommend that you spend at least a month with walking to build up tolerance. I also recommend wearing a fitness tracker type watch so you can monitor your heart rate while you're doing this. If after 1 month you feel that you're doing okay with this, then you can introduce some lighter steady state cardio, for example in zone 2, again on flat surfaces. Try intermittent kilometres, 1 kilometre with the mask on, 1 kilometre with the mask off. You could also try walking. When you are walking, also add some inclines and some more challenging terrain. Even wear it when you go hiking. I do this all the time. After time, you can increase the distance and the time to build up further tolerance. I now use my mask during intermittent sprint training and during more intense activities, but it's taken a while to build up to this. Don't just bust it out of the box and try that. I don't recommend it. I tend to perform bursts of intense activity for 1 minute wearing the mask, followed by a minute's rest, not wearing the mask, and then repeating. It's very important that you build up adequate tolerance to this practice before trying this. It's well worth the effort. Stay tuned for more.